Let's start with a truth we too often whisper. Right now, in this room, in every room of men over 50, there is a silent conversation happening. It's not about politics or sports. It's a conversation fueled by worry, by Google searches at 2 a.m., by a culture that tells a man his peak is behind him. It's the conversation about what's changing, what's fading, and what it means to be a vibrant, sexual, connected man in the second half of your life. Well, I'm here to end the whisper. Let's bring that conversation into the light with science, with clarity, and with powerful news. This isn't a story of decline. It's a story of evolution. For decades, we've treated this topic with jokes, shame, or outright silence. But your body is not a punchline. It's a masterpiece of adaptation. So, let's move beyond the myths and marketing. Let's talk about what really happens, and more importantly, what you can truly do about it. Let's dismantle the first and most pervasive myth right now, that the changes a man experiences are a mysterious failure of manhood, a personal shortcoming. Nothing could be further from the truth. What we're really talking about is a brilliant, if sometimes frustrating, biological report card from your entire cardiovascular system. The penis is not an isolated actor. It is a precise barometer, a highly sensitive gauge of vascular health. The mechanism of an erection is, at its core, a hydraulic event. It is a complex but elegant process where the brain sends a signal, nerves fire, blood vessels dramatically dilate, and twin chambers within the penis, the corpus cavernosum, fill like balloons, trapping blood to create rigidity. After 50, the most common change is in the efficiency of this hydraulic system. The issue often begins with the endothelium, that silky, smooth lining of your blood vessels. This lining is responsible for producing nitric oxide, the master signaling molecule that tells the vascular muscles to relax and open wide, allowing for that critical surge of blood. With age and compounded by lifestyle factors that may have accumulated over decades, think dietary choices, stress, sedentary periods, this endothelial lining can become slightly less efficient. It's like the inner surface of a water hose developing a faint, gritty texture over years of use. The water still flows, but not with the same effortless, powerful rush. This reduction in nitric oxide bioavailability means the open for business signal isn't as loud or as clear. The vessels may not dilate as fully or as quickly. Consequently, the erection may take longer to achieve, often requiring more direct physical stimulation to get the process fully underway. It may not reach the same peak of absolute steel, like firmness it once did, or it may require continuous sensual engagement to maintain. This isn't a psychological flaw or a lack of attraction. It is fundamentally a matter of plumbing and pressure. The profound implication here, which is the cornerstone of a modern understanding, is that erectile changes are very frequently one of the earliest warning signs of suboptimal vascular health. The arteries supplying the penis are significantly smaller in diameter than those supplying the heart or brain. Therefore, they show the effects of reduced elasticity and early plaque formation that silt in the hose sooner. Your body is sending a signal, sometimes years before a major cardiac event, that the vascular network needs attention. Framing this change as purely a sexual problem misses the critical diagnostic clue. It redirects the conversation from one of shame to one of empowerment. This shift in understanding is the most important step a man can take. It moves the question from "what's wrong with me" to "what is my body telling me about my overall health?" The path forward, then, is not found in a magic pill alone, though that can be a useful tool, but in the same lifestyle choices that protect the heart, aerobic exercise to improve that endothelial function and boost nitric oxide, a diet rich in antioxidants to combat inflammation, meticulous management of blood pressure and cholesterol, and the elimination of smoking, which directly damages those delicate blood vessels. The vitality of the penis after 50 is inextricably linked to the vitality of the entire circulatory system. By honoring this connection, a man doesn't just address a symptom. He invests in the foundational health that will sustain every aspect of his life, turning a point of anxiety into a powerful catalyst for longevity and well-being. Let us leave here today with a new story, a story that does not whisper of fading light, but of a shifting, more sustainable source of warmth. A story where the changes we've detailed are not an indictment of the past, but an intelligent blueprint for the future. The conversation ends not with a question mark of doubt, but with a solid period of understanding. Your body after 50 is not betraying you. It is communicating with a new dialect. It speaks in the language of blood flow and hormonal balance, of neurological nuance and the absolute necessity of consistent care. To interpret this as mere decline is to mistake a roadmap for a dead end sign. This is your physiology asking for, and deserving, a more sophisticated partnership. Therefore, the power dynamic fundamentally shifts. You are no longer a passive passenger in this journey, subject to the whims of biology. You are now the architect, the engineer, and the steward. Every meal chosen for its vascular benefits, every walk taken to boost nitric oxide, every effort to manage stress and prioritize sleep. These are no longer generic good habits. They are direct, deliberate deposits into the specific account of your vitality. They are the recalibration of your internal chemistry and mechanics. This is where theory meets practice. The understanding that the quality of an erection is a direct reflection of systemic health empowers you to make choices that reverberate far beyond the bedroom, strengthening the very core of your longevity. This journey, then, becomes the deepest form of intimacy. It is an intimacy with your own remarkable body, learning its new rhythms and respecting its wisdom. And by extension, it invites a deeper, more communicative intimacy with your partner. When performance anxiety is replaced by the shared pursuit of connection and sensation, you build something more durable than any single encounter. You build a sexual landscape that is richer for its variety, more profound for its honesty, and more resilient because it is founded on partnership and presence, not on a memory of adolescent automaticity. The goal transforms from achieving what once was to discovering what can now be, a more mindful, expansive, and satisfying experience. So we close not with an end, but with a commencement. The second half is not a sequel. It is a wholly new volume written with the hard, won ink of experience and knowledge. The oak tree does not mourn the sapling. It provides deeper shade, stronger branches, and a more complex beauty. Carry this knowledge forward not as a burden, but as a key. Unlock the door to a chapter defined not by loss, but by a richer, more integrated, and powerfully sustainable vitality. Your story continues. Make it a compelling read, of course. Here is a versatile thank you and goodbye note suitable for confirming instructions or closing a task. Thank you for providing these clear instructions and for entrusting me with this task. I have carefully reviewed the commands and the associated materials, and I am now proceeding with the upload as directed. I will ensure all steps are followed precisely according to your specifications. Should any unforeseen issues arise during the process, or if you have any additional parameters to add, please do not hesitate to reach out. My goal is to ensure this is completed accurately and efficiently. I appreciate the opportunity to assist with this. The information you've provided gives me everything I need to move forward with confidence. All the best, and I look forward to confirming a successful completion for you soon. Goodbye for now.